Hey guys, do you ever need to move files whenever your files get to a certain place in the workflow, like a release state, and move them to the completed projects folder? Then today's Q-tip is for you. Today's Q-tip is going to showcase our Move File tool. The Move File tool is forever free, and it operates on the premise that you borrow the administrator's credentials so that the administrator is the one that looks like they moved the file, instead of having to worry about managing the individual permissions for each user to move files, essentially create errors. So the Move File tool, being forever free, is something that you can quickly install into your vault under the administration tool. And this is for PDM Professional, by the way. Once you install it, you would right-click on it, go to the settings. Once the settings form appears, you would select the user who acts as the administrator. In this case, it would be the admin. You can also select other admins or other users that have elevated permissions. And then you would enter the administrative password for that account. The Move File tool is task-based so that you can set up multiple tasks to run during different transitions throughout all of your workflows. And the fact that it's only one add-in, but you can set up multiple, gives you plenty of service and plenty of opportunity to meet your specific needs. If you ever need to disable the tasks from running, all you have to do is, from the administration tool, go to the settings and then check this box to temporarily disable the add-in. Once this is checked, it's still installed, it just won't run. Click Save Settings, and then we would set up multiple tasks to run. In this case, we have one move file, and it's configured so that whenever a file gets to a certain place in the workflow, it moves the file to the completed projects folder. You would select the add-in, who the add-in is going to run by, and then the computer that the add-in will run on, and then you would select the destination folder. In this case, the instructions are right here that tell you to set up the destination folder. This is the task that you would use, then set up the workflow to call this task. And then the transition will actually call the task for you. Let's click Next. You can step through all the rest of this, click OK. And then inside the workflow, whenever we go from CAD Ready to CAD Released, in the Released transition, you'll notice that under the actions, the last action is Execute Task, Move Files to Completed Projects. Execute task, and then the task is just move file. Once you've completed the workflow setup, anytime you transition the files from CAD Ready to CAD Released, the files will be moved using a task, which is very different than what you might expect. There's no right-click menu, there's no menu drop-down. It's handled automatically. We wanted to make it so it would simplify the workflow process so that the administrators aren't bogged down by having to go and move files anytime a user request comes in. Let's go give this a try. Inside our PDM Vault, we have two files that are in the CAD created state. We can go ahead and transition those in through the workflow so that we get down to the CAD ready state. Let's begin workflow. Okay, the files are in the CAD ready state. We will go ahead and transition these to released, and then the Move File tool should move the files to the completed projects folder for us. PDM will first do the transition to change the state of the files. You notice that they're in the release state. If we go to the administration tool, we'll find under the task list that the Move File task is running and is now starting up and will do its operations and complete the move for us. The task has been completed and the status is okay. Now if we go back to the PDM interface, this folder was where we were at just a moment ago. The files look like they're still there, but because these are virtual files, if we refresh, they will have been moved. The files were moved to the completed projects folder. Today's Q-tip is about the forever free Move File tool. It's something that every PDM admin needs in their arsenal and in their toolbox so that the end user can move files to a different folder during a state change, borrowing the admin credentials. I hope today's Q-tip's been helpful for you. Thanks for watching. Believe in the Q.